Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at LRDI Basics Part 21, and we'll be doing games and tournament basics of round robin, also known as league matches. So we will start understand a bit of basics. Okay, let's say we have ABC. They played matches among themselves, and no match ended in a draw. Okay, so what are the things that are supposed to happen? So basically, A is going to play against B, and then A is going to play against C. So there are two matches of A that has happened. There is only one match of B that has happened. There is only one match of C that has happened. And then there is one match of B that is left with another match of C that is left. So if you look at this, there are a total of 3 matches that are played, right? Each of A, B, C, they play 2 matches. And there were 3, let's say, teams or players. Okay. So from here, and if by taking some more examples, we come to know that if there are n teams or m players, and if there are no buys allowed, there are going to be a total of 2 to the power n minus 1 matches that are supposed to happen. Okay, so I should rather write it. Okay, so if there are n teams. Okay, so basically, if there are going to be 5 teams, so if there are n teams, okay, I'll give you one more example. If there are 3 teams, there were 3 matches that were played, and here we can say that each player plays 3 minus 1 matches. Okay, let's take another example to understand this better. Suppose if you have 4 teams. 4 teams would mean 2 square teams that are playing. Okay, we don't have a player, we actually have each team. Okay, so 2 square teams happen, and the number of matches that are supposed to happen are going to be A plays against B, A plays against C, A plays against D, then B plays against C, B plays against D, and then C plays against D, right? So you will find that there are a total of 6 matches that have happened. So since there are, if I generalize this as that if there are n teams or n players, so we are going to have NC2, which is basically saying n into n minus 1 whole divided by 2, right? These many matches are going to be played. And also each player will play, okay, since there are 4, not players, we have teams. Since we have 4 teams, so each player will play against the remaining teams. So that's going to be a total of n minus 1 matches. Okay. Also, if we generalize this as 2 to the power r teams, so we can also say that there are going to be a total of, there may be a maximum of r rounds that can happen. Okay, if there are rounds involved. Now, when it comes to wins and losses, it all completely depend upon how the questions tells you, how the wins and losses should happen. What are the points they should be awarded, if there are going to be draws or not. Okay, suppose if it is given that each team plays against every other team exactly once. So what you see here on this screen is exactly what it is going to happen. If it is given that each team plays against every other team twice, then we will double the number of matches and how many matches each team is going to play. So this will become those many times. Okay. So let's take an example by further giving few more conditions and see how we represent such round cases. Okay. So a winning team in a match gets 1 point, A losing team gets 0 point. Now we are told that A won its match against B, B lost to C, C scored 1 point. So we are given these 3 bullet points or 3 conditions. So how do we represent it? What we do is we draw a matrix of n cross n, row, as in n rows and n columns, where n represents the number of teams we have. Since we have 3 teams here, okay, A, B, and C, so we are going to put 3 rows and 3 columns. So here, each of the row and column combination, which means a cell, will represent which team will play against which other team. So this cell represents when A plays against A, which is not going to happen because no team is going to play against itself. So we are supposed to strike it out, cancel it out. This is a match that is going to be played between A and B. And this is also the match that is going to be played against A and B. If in a particular set, it is given that A and B play against each other twice, so we will leave both these spaces. Right now, if they're going to play against exactly once with each other, so we need only one of the 2 cells because they both represent the same match. So what we do is we cross out the primary diagonal of the matrix because they represents when each team plays against itself, which is never going to happen. And we will either choose the lower triangular matrix or the upper triangular. So, okay. So the general consensus is we take the lower triangular matrix. So this is the match that is going to be played against A and B. This is the match which is going to be played between A and C. This is the match which is going to be played between B and C. And you can put in another column or a row to denote the number of points, number of goals scored, and so on and so forth. Now, what we will do is we will try to fill in the information, whatever additional statements tell us. So A won its match against B. So this is the match which is between A and B. And this is the only match between A and B. So since it says A won its match against B, either we can write here the entire statement, or we can minimize the amount, the thing that we write. We can simply write down the winning team's name so that it becomes easier to keep track of which team won how many matches in a particular match between 2 teams, which out of those 2 teams win it, right? So since it says A won its match against B, so I'm writing A. So I'm not going to write down the name of the loser. Next, B lost to C. So this is the match which is between B and C. It says B lost to C, which means C won. So we will be writing down the C name. Then it says C scored 1 point. If C scored 1 point, so that would mean that C has won only 1 match. That means this match between A and C cannot win, because if C wins, C will get 1 point from the match where it won against B and another 1 point when it wins against A. But C has only 1 point, which means this match was won by A. So A gets a total of 2 points, B gets a total of 0. Okay. So basically the important thing is this is how we represent the matrix, and this is how we put in the values and points and goals, whatever is required. Now let's do one set. Okay, so we basically shade out, or we get rid of the cells which are repetitive, or the matches that are not supposed to happen. Okay. So in a sports event, 6 teams, A, B, C, D, E, and F, are competing against each other. Matches are scheduled in 2 stages. Each team plays 3 matches in stage 1 and 2 matches in stage 2. No team plays against the same team more than once in the event. No ties are permitted in any of the matches. The observations after the completion of stage 1 and stage 2 are given below. So stage 1 says, we have got these 6 bullet points. Stage 2, we have got these 3 bullet points. Let's look at the questions now. The 2 teams that defeated the leader of stage 1 are which out of these? The only team or teams that won both matches stage 2 is or are. The teams that won exactly 2 matches in the event are. The team or teams with the most wins in the event is or are. So you will not find any conditional statement here, a conditional question here. You will not find cannot be determined in any of the options, which means whatever we are supposed to draw or represent using the matrix, it should be complete. Okay, so this will give us a fairly good idea as to how should we begin, how should we put in the values? Should we consider the cases, or should we let it go? So this is what we have. Okay. The first important thing here is how many matches are there in stage 1 and how many matches are there in stage 2. So there are basically two ways to understand it. First, what will be the total number of matches when we have 6 teams? So when we have 6 teams, we are going to have 6C2, or 6 into 6 minus 1 whole divided by 2, which is going to give us 6 into 5 by 2, which is 15 matches. There are going to be a total of 15 matches total. Now, these 15 matches, they are divided or classified into 2 rounds or 2 stages, stage 1 and stage 2. In stage 1, it says each team plays 3 matches and in stage 1 and 2 matches in stage 2. So 15 matches, we need to divide them in the ratio of 3:2. So that is one way to look at it. So 15 when divided in the ratio 3:2, this will become 9 matches and this will become 6 matches. Fine. Another way to look at this is A is going to play 3 matches in first stage. B is going to play 3 matches in the first stage. C is going to play 3 matches, D3, E3, and F3. So if each of these 6 teams, A to F, they're going to play 3 matches in first stage, then the total number of matches we are going to have is going to be 6 teams, 3 matches each, that is 18 matches. But when we are looking at these 18 matches, half of the matches, we need to half the total matches. Why? Because when I say A is going to play 3 matches, suppose A plays against B, C, D, let's say, then B is also going to play against A because that is also counted from B's perspective, right? So these 2 matches, A versus B and B versus A, they are counted twice. We need it only once in order to count how many matches happened. Since we are not counting each team played how many matches, we are not counting that. So we are supposed to half it overall. So we'll get 9 matches in stage 1 out of total 15 matches. So that means the remaining 6 matches will happen in stage 2. Okay. So 2 different ways, using ratio and another using the calculation part. Okay. So what we will do now is we will use only one matrix to denote both these stages. Okay. So I'm going to call this as stage 1 and I'm going to call this as stage 2. So any match that is going to be played in stage 2 will be written in the upper triangle. Any match that is going to be played in stage 1 will be written in the lower triangle. And also, if a particular match has happened in first stage, this is the match between A and C. So the match between A and C will not happen in stage 2 because each pair of teams, they are playing only once. So they are either playing in stage 1 or they are playing in stage 2. They're not playing in both these stages. Let's read the conditions and let's fill this matrix, see how much we are able to fill it up. So one team won all the 3 matches. We have no idea. So right now we are trying to fill this particular lower triangle. Okay. So one team won all the matches. Who is that team? We have no idea. 2 teams lost all the matches. Which are those 2 teams? We have no idea. Next, it says D lost to A, but won against C and F. Let's start from here. D lost to A, which means A won, but D won against C and F. So this is the match between D and C. D won. And this is the match between D and F. D won. D was supposed to play 3 matches. These are the 3 matches. So we will cancel out the matches that D is not supposed to play. These are the matches that D is supposed to play against B and E in the next stage. So the match between A and D has already happened here, so it won't happen in stage 2. The match between D and C has already happened, so it won't happen in stage 2. Similarly, between D and F, it won't happen later. These 2 matches will be happening in the next stage. Okay. Let's keep it circled so that we will remember it and we'll cancel it out later. Next point. E lost to B. So the match between E and B, B won. but won against C and F. So E versus C, E won, and E versus F, E won again. Now E was also supposed to play 3 matches. 3 matches it has already played, so it doesn't play against A. So A and E will play in the second stage because they did not play in the first. Between B and E, they have already played, so they won't be playing. Between E and C, they have already played in first stage, so they won't be playing in the second stage. Okay. Now, we are done with 3 matches of D. We are done with 3 matches of E. We are done with 2 matches of F automatically. We are done with only 1 match of A. We are done with only 1 match of B. We are done with 2 matches of C. Okay. Now, B lost at least 1 match. So we have no idea which match did B lose. Was it against A? Was it against C? Was it against F? No idea. Next, F did not play against the top team of stage 1. We have no idea who that top team is going to be. We will restart. First bullet point says one team won all the 3 matches. Okay, let's see. Can A be that team who is going to win all the 3 matches? Yes, very much possible. It has won only 1 match yet. It can still win 2 more matches from stage 1. Okay. Can it be B who is going to win all the 3 matches? No, because B has to lose 1 match, which is the 5th bullet point. So B cannot be that team. Next, can C be that team who wins all the 3 matches? No, C has already lost 2 of the matches. It can't win all the 3. Can D be that team? No, D has already lost a match. It cannot be. Can E be that team? No. Can F be that team? No. So which turns out that A is that team which wins all the 3 matches and is the top team of stage 1 because no other team wins all the 3 matches. So the last bullet point and the first bullet point together says that F did not play against the top team of stage 1 and A has to play 3 matches. So these are the 3 matches A is going to play. So A ke 3 matches done, right? B has already lost 1. So B ka 1 more match is done. C ke 3 matches are done, right? So the other matches of C is not supposed to take place. Okay. And F's only 3 matches were done, right? The 3 matches are supposed to be done. So far, 2 are done and 2 are not supposed to happen. So there is only 1 match, 1 cell left for F to play, and B also has got only 1 match to play. So obviously, the one of the matches should be between B and F, right? Now, who loses or who wins, we have no idea as of now. Okay, B has already lost 1 match against A. All good. Let's look at the second bullet point. 2 teams lost all the matches. Let's start from the beginning. Can A be that team who is going to lose all the matches? No, A is the team who wins all the 3. Can B be that team? No, we can see B letter already written there, which means B has already won 1. Can C be that team who loses all the 3 matches? As of now, yes, because we do not see any C written over here. Can D be that team who loses all the 3 matches? No. We already see that D is written twice, which means D has won 2 matches. Can E be that team? No. Same condition as D. Can F be that team? Yes. So we are supposed to have 2 teams who is going to lose all the matches. One team was C, another has to be F because the other 4, they are not going to be possible because they've already won at least 1 match. That means this match between B and F, F is supposed to lose. So B wins. Let's count the number of matches that are played in first stage. Match number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's exactly what we predicted or we calculated that in the first stage, there are going to be 9 matches that are supposed to happen. Okay. Now, for the second round, let's strike out the matches that are already happened and let's leave those cells vacant where the matches are supposed to happen in second stage. So A versus B has already happened in first, C, D. So these 2 are supposed to happen now. Now, between B and C, this is supposed to happen. Between B and D, this is supposed to happen. The next two are already done. These two are already done. This is left. This and these two. So in the second stage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 matches were supposed to happen like we calculated. Let's see. The leader of stage 1, which is another way of saying A, lost the next two matches. So A is going to lose the next two matches. That means E and F, they are going to win because this is the match between A and E. The last cell denotes the match between A and F. Of the two teams at the bottom after stage 1, the two teams at the bottom after stage 1 are C and F. One team won both the matches while the other lost both the matches. Now, F cannot be the team who loses both the matches because F has already won one. So C is that team who loses both the matches, and F is that team which wins both the matches. So that means this match between F and C, F is supposed to win, and this match between B and C, C is supposed to lose. One more team means apart from C and F, lost both matches in stage 2. So A, we have already seen once, one team that has lost both the matches. B is not that team who's going to lose both the matches because B has already won one. C is definitely that team who loses both the matches. D can be that team who loses both the matches. So that's one team. So D ek ho sakta hai. E cannot be the team who loses both the matches because he has already won one. F cannot be the team that loses both the matches because F has won both. So D is that one more team that loses both the matches. So this cell represents the match between B and D. D has to lose, so we'll write down B. This cell represents the match between E and D. D has to lose, so this is going to be E. So as we thought about it, we will be able to, we were able to completely fill the matrix with the outcomes known for each and every match and how many matches happened in each of the stages. So if you have never done round robin based or league matches based games and tournament, it will take some time initially. But once you have practiced few of such sets, it's going to be pretty quick. Now, let's look at the questions that are asked. The two teams that defeated the leader of stage 1 are, stage 1 ka leader is A. The two teams that defeated them were E and F. So it's going to be option B. The only team or teams that won both matches in stage 2. So basically they're asking us indirectly that in the second stage, that is upper triangle, which letters do we see written 2 times? So we see B written 2 times, E also, and F too. So B, E, and F, option D. The teams that won exactly 2 matches in the event are, so they're asking us indirectly which letter do we see written only 2 times. So A is not written 2 times, B is written 4 times if we include the entire tournament, right? C is written not even a single time, D is written 2 times, E is written 4 times, and F is written 2 times. So it's D and F which are written 2 times. So again, option D. The team or teams with the most wins in the event is or are. So indirectly, they're asking which letter do we see maximum number of times or letters. So we see B written 4 times and E also written 4 times. That's the maximum number of times we see them. So it's going to be B and E. Again, option D. Right? So I hope you understood how to proceed with round robin or league matches. Before you write down which team plays against which team, draw a matrix, get rid of the cells that are not supposed to happen, look at the conditions if there are any, figure out first of all how many rounds are there if there are any, how many matches are played in each round, and then start with the additional statements. So if you guys have any question, please feel free to ask, or you can later on write in the comment section. Thank you, everyone. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel subscribe, like, and share the video. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you. I'll see you again with another session. Take care.